Welcome back to Stationeers. Today we're going to be getting into atmospheric stuff, and I'm just going to increase this transformer all the way up so it's got available power outwards. 4800 should do. You can't go above 5 kilowatts. I think that'll burn out these wires, but that basically means anything on this side of it, I've removed the APC from there, is going to work just fine. So that is nice to get started. I will probably be building more solar panels pretty soon. We'll see just how much power actually piles up during the day and what we need to use it for. I'll also need some lights around here. Maybe you guys can suggest what kind of lights we can actually put in. We need to be able to see them from a long distance away ideally. So if there's any way to see things from a long distance that I wasn't aware of since my last playthrough, then do let me know. Otherwise, we need to get on with a few things. Today we're going to be into atmospherics, as I said. So we had this tiny little setup to start out with. That's just so that this 1 cubic room can be used to fill a tank for us to breathe. Now, what we don't have is an atmosphere for plants to breathe. You know, whatever we have in here. Now, we could, I suppose, normally just dump our waste tanks, this thing. However, our waste tank does not have carbon dioxide in it. Our alien nature, we're men from Mars, Zrillions, whatever you want to call them, who can't breathe on their own planet. Yes, I know it doesn't make sense, just go with it. We don't breathe out carbon dioxide. We breathe out nitrous oxide, so we need to find carbon dioxide. Thankfully, on Mars, that's not such a big deal. If you go here, you'll see the atmosphere is 95% carbon dioxide. So all we need to do is really pull in the atmosphere and then maybe filter some stuff out. I don't really need to filter at this particular stage, so we can just get away with just using the atmospheric content. Let's just take a look at it again. What exactly is in it aside from carbon dioxide? Nitrogen, oxygen, neither of those are going to be a problem, and a tiny bit of pollutant, again, that's not going to be a problem. So yeah, we don't need to filter at this stage. What we do need to do is draw it in, make it available somewhere. So I'm just going to get some lights on. Where is that? That's steel. I need some iron from somewhere. You're running. You've got some iron in you. You a little bit. Okay, so let's just dump that into here and let's tell it to build a tank connector, because we're going to be using a larger tank, something like this, rather than a tiny little canister like that. Yep, and it's huge. Yes, this tank connector comes out of that hole. I don't know how it works either, but it does seem to work. So for this, I am probably going to want to actually use my jetpack. I know I've been holding off from it, but yeah, we are going to use it. And then we're going to need to hold this tank somewhere. So this is just going to be like pretty much it's almost like a large reserve. So we can just put it wherever we like. Let's just put it here. And we could use up that particular tank. We could just let all the oxygen out. We don't really need the oxygen as Julian, but I don't know. Maybe we'll use it for something else for fuel combination when we actually deal with a furnace that does things a little bit nicer than just jamming all the stuff in the top and pressing the ignite button. That's a job for another day. What do we actually need for the tank? Those are all filters. Let's just look for tank up here. Tank. Portable tank. And what do you need? Iron. And just iron. That's good. That's good, good, good. Let's have a look. Have I got some iron in here? I do have 30 iron. That's probably going to reserve for steel. Yeah, because I've already divided it up into 30. How about you? Do I have any iron in here? No, I do not. Okay, well, that's getting smelted. There it goes. And you're solid now. Good. So that's not flashing anymore. Ideally, we want this to go all the way at all 5 lights and get it to a green state, but I'm not sure how many particular solar panels we're going to need for that. And yes, I think also your furnaces will give off various things, and they probably will give off carbon dioxide. Certainly burning coal in the solid generator will over here. So you could put this inside if you were, for example, not on Mars. If you're on Europa, Europa has an oxygen atmosphere, or if you're on the moon where it's just complete vacuum, you could put a solid generator down, put it in a room, burn some coal, and you'll get some carbon dioxide that way if you're also playing as Zrillion. So Moon as the Zrillion is probably the worst kind of combination. You have no way of getting carbon dioxide except for burning stuff. Yeah, so, no, in fact, no. You would need to burn stuff or later hatch chickens or something and have them provide you with carbon dioxide. Anyway, that's a different topic for another day. Let's build a portable tank, and this is probably going to be... Oh, in fact, no, it's a kit. So I'm not sure how you get a kit for a cylinder like this that just unflat packs like an IKEA thing, but a kit it is. How long are you going to take? Oh, not too long. We're also going to need another active vent, and I don't think we have one in one of these initial supply things. That's organic. And yep, that's also organic. Yep. No, I've got some consoles. We got some consoles for an airlock. That's what's going to be needed pretty soon, because we're going to want to be able to get in and out of that. There's an advanced airlock. Fine. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. Well, a little while. Oh, it's gone. 2 lights. Good. And there is our tank. Okay, so up we go. And we can just right click to drop this down. Oh, yep, just stay on there. And you typically need your wrench just to screw this into place. Is it a wrench? I thought it was. Let's just grab you again. Where's the grab handles? There we go. There they go. Okay, so 0, as you might imagine, nothing in there right now. So let's get this actually connected and dragging in some atmosphere. On the inside, what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to be just putting it, well, probably around about here. Seems to be reasonable. And we're going to rotate it so that it's pointing like this. Yeah, I think maybe there. Okay, and initially we're just going to be able to turn the valve, let some of the air, inverted quote marks, in, and then we'll be able to heat it with a small heater that we'll be able to build. We'll be doing that manually to get started, but later on we'll get into full control of it. And maybe I won't kill too many plants while doing it. We'll see. So we need the active vents. Let's just grab that back and let's just see where we get it from here. I think it's probably going to be... Oh, in fact, is it even going to be in here? Vent. Active vent. Yes, it is. You're going to need iron, gold, and copper. Well, we should have enough. Iron, gold. Let's just drop you. Copper. Probably going to need some more gold pretty soon, but let's get that started. And we should have some pipes around here. I thought I'd left them around. Oh, that's already done. Pipes? No? Are they in my backpack? They normally are. Yep, got 11 pipes. Whoops. It's a little bit overpowered. I may need to turn down the settings. Otherwise I'll end up flying off in the middle of nowhere. That would not be good. Or usually is more of a problem that I end up, well, let's just say not being particularly damage free in these playthroughs. So let's just put in a T-junction and straight pieces, and then we'll just put our active vent on the other end of it. That should do. We need to obviously power this up, but we have some power running right beneath us. So, you know, because this isn't pressurized yet, I can always basically deconstruct this one block and get that going. This will always be configured one way. We're not going to be letting stuff back out of it again, and we will later control it. So, but in the meantime, let's just get this connected. So this should let me go inside. Yep. Is that already connected now? I think it is. Yes, it's connected. And then we just need a passive vent in here. Let's give this a go. Where is my passive vent? It's probably going to be back out here again. So a passive vent. Yep. That shouldn't take it very long at all. No, that's extremely fast. And we're also then going to want to think about over here a heater of some kind. Maybe you're not in there. Are you in here? Hopefully it's not going to require some of the more advanced stuff. Oh no, is this going to require some of the more advanced stuff? Heater? Oh no, wall heater is also from there. And it can also make that. Good. Let's turn my lights back on as it's going dark. Let's grab this in here and that should do. So that's going to do the entire job once it's powered. and we can then pressurize the inside of this separately from everything else. But we will be pressurizing it with the Martian atmosphere. We just need it for the plants. So I will probably put, I don't know, maybe I can actually fit some kind of wall storage in here. Not quite so sure whether we'll be able to get anything back out again afterwards, but yeah, we just wanted to store various bits and pieces. Where's my heater? There we go. And that's also going to need to be powered. So again, I'm going to have to run that out of the top, I think, but I think we're just run it that way. Yeah, that should do. And we'll, again, control it manually to get started. We'll also maybe consider configure this as an advanced airlock. What an advanced airlock does, in addition to a normal airlock, what a normal airlock would do is, if I was coming in from the outside, depending on which way around you set it, it's basically so that if you have a vacuum on the outside and atmosphere on the inside, of course, the atmosphere gets evacuated from here back onto the inside. However, the problem with that is that when this outer door opens, it lets in some of the outside atmosphere. That, in turn, means when it shuts and this atmosphere from in there gets flooded back into here, it's mixed with this 1 cubic space worth of outside atmosphere. Now, advanced airlock basically it keeps both sides separate. It evacuates this again back to vacuum, if I remember rightly. It's been a while, so I need to check on the wiki. But it evacuates this before you actually end up inside. So it basically always keeps the atmosphere separate. It's not too much of an issue for us at this stage, so it's simpler to go with a regular airlock instead. But you know, you get the idea. And we'll come back. Now I'm just going to go and do all of the various wiring bits and pieces. I'm going to need some more. Yeah, I'm going to need some more cable. So let's just grab the copper, dump it in here, and let's make a lot of cable coil. Yeah, just make that, and then we'll also just grab some more copper and basically smelt that up. We do eventually want to be capturing the atmosphere that comes off this process, but not just yet. It's fine as it is, so let's just grab all of you. Yep. That'll do, I think. 13, and how many in my backpack? 12, so 25 should be fine. So here, we're just going to find out which block. I can never remember which. This is the problem with these multiple build states. I could remember it if it was just one build state. Or one tool, I should say. But given that they keep having different tools, it's just sort of I just find it annoying, really. There we go. So we've got the cable right there, and that is to the inside. Yes, this one is... Oh, someone did say about this. When I did actually put this passive vent down, connected to an iron frame, and then remove the iron frame, it fell down. Yeah, so it seems to work fine. Just sticking there in the middle there, not doing anything, doesn't fall down until the frame's removed. As long as you connect it to something else first, like a cable of any kind, then it'll carry on working. I don't know how that happens. Look, it's just magically floating unless this frame is taken away. Regardless of any kind of objections, we can just basically connect this up, I think. So can we connect you? And let's just bring you as a corner. And in fact, do I actually want a corner there? I sort of want to maybe run over the top as well. Yeah, let's just grab my cutters so we can do this. And there it goes. Yeah, that'll do. And that means, hopefully, if I get this in the right position, can I just step into the side here? Yeah, there it goes. One. Very hard to place these sometimes. And I'm one off. I'm just going to move that. I'm just going to basically put it right here, and then I'll move the actual vent itself once we get everything else sorted. And then this can just come straight down. There, straight one, straight two, and we can just go upwards, I think. There it is. Okay, so that's all connected, and it's much, much easier than before. All right, so let's weld this thing up and let's get everything sorted. So welding. Okay, and now we just have to reconnect that vent on the inside. Let's see what tool I need for that. Maybe hand drill? Hand drill. Okay, let's put it right there. So you should turn on. Good. That's working. And then on the top of this now, we should... Yeah. We should be able to turn this on and see the effect. So let's just put this in my backpack. Let's grab our nice little tablet and let's turn this on. Okay, and let's see once we set this right direction. Good. This is starting to pressurize. It's going to take a little while to actually pressurize to a decent degree, but most of it is going to be CO2. You can see it's being pulled into this block. You don't really see any more than the block it's being pulled into, so you can't see them being pulled into the vent. If you could, that would be really nice if you could see it pulling straight into the vent, but no, just this block. And you'll see that is on basically it's shut off the valve, and we'll see how well this goes. So this can be pressurized quite a large degree. Let's just leave this running for a little while, and let's just try that now. So if I just turn you off, in fact I can leave it on, but let's just turn it off. Is that going to slow? Yes, it is. We don't want to touch the other button. That does mean in order to automate this, all we need to do is ignore this button in any sort of electronics and just turn it on and off. And we need to probably sense what's in this tank or this network more likely. We'll have like a little sensor in on the pipe and say if the pressure is less than, I don't know, a megapascal, turn on and start dragging more of the atmosphere in. However, on the inside, this is where it gets a little bit different. So let's just see how the heating rate, or how much sort of this we need to actually sort out. So let's just let in some of the atmosphere. We want this to be pressurized, so up we go to something decent. So anywhere in the sort of middle of the range will be fine for plants. And there we go, we shut that off. So 49 kPa. It's pretty much what we have in our suit, but of course our suit is pure H2 basically. Whatever Xyrillian breathe. So we are nice, but we are minus 67. That will kill plants. So we can turn on the wall heater, and now you should see that we are going to start to heat. Now as we heat, it's going to raise the temperature, but at the same time it's also going to raise the pressure. Obviously, well, if this were... no, it does look airtight. We're not losing... yeah, but we are going to take a little while to actually heat. We're not losing any atmosphere. It just looks weird. Hopefully we would see a different effect. Anyway, so it's heated from this side, which is then pushing it that way. Presumably that's what it's showing. Regardless, it just does look a little bit strange. So it's minus 61 in here, and you can see that is quickly changing. Now, what's going to happen is, if I turn this off, just to save power, during the day the sun's going to come over and that will heat the inside of this room, and it will drop during the night, and you probably want some kind of control to keep it in a reasonable range. When you have enough plants going, the plants by themselves will heat the space as well. So you've got to have some kind of temperature control system to get us started. We're probably not going to have that, and so we have to do some of the different sort of effects. Now I'm going to have to let the atmosphere out. I'm going to have to leave again, so it's fine for the moment. Let's just open the door, and all the atmosphere is going to rush out. There it goes. And it's about to come dawn, so I can turn off... well, in fact, no, I need to recharge the batteries, but that's going to be fine. Let's just turn off this tablet, and let's take a look at what we need to do next. Next, we're going to put together some default sort of storage options, and that's nowhere better found than lockers. So that only needs 10 iron, and I'm actually going to build two of them, one for out here and then one for inside. The one out here I'm going to put somewhere around the platform, so that just gets me one, and I'm just going to flip this over from here so that I can grab that, and then it'll only print one more. I don't want it to have lockers for days just yet. And then on here we'll be able to put it, hopefully... Are you going to let me place this somewhere? Need, well, small locker? Why can't I build a large locker? Will it not fit in one block space? Okay. I guess we'll have to build this. Oh, no, hang on. I think it may need... Does it need two? Yeah. Okay. So we may need... This is one weirdness about Stationeers. Some things need two kits to be able to construct them. So yeah, let's just see whether that will build. Yeah, so you need 2 kits to construct 1 large locker, but it is much better at storage than the small lockers, so I would definitely have that. And if the atmospherics are all going to be on this wall, then why don't we put the locker on this wall? Something like there. Well, let's see what happens if it's further back. Yeah, that's not good. That's definitely not good. Let's just grab my tool belt again. I need to deconstruct that and drop you. I need to be able to see the things that I actually mount here, unfortunately. Let's just grab this, deconstruct. There it is. So it has to come out 1 further, like that. I was hoping not to, because that's going to take a little bit more. And I could technically put it down there, but collision and chance of the Kraken occurring if I do is going to be a problem. So let's put it here. A little bit short of space in here. Let's turn on the lights. So you see there's lots and lots of slots that we can actually put stuff in here. That doesn't mean I'm going to need 2 more locker spaces out here, because I like the larger lockers versus the smaller ones. So let's just actually... that'll build 3 kits if I don't watch it, so I've got to be a little bit careful, but otherwise fine. Let's just wait for that one to complete. There it goes, and then I can just restrict it there. Fine, so what we need to put in here is probably the food items that we want to grow. So let's just take a look at those. And I don't want to accidentally kill them all. So let's just take a look. It's probably in this one. So what have we got? We've got potatoes, we got eggs. Eggs are not going to help us too much to start off with. Tomatoes, wheat, corn, and fern. Wheat is an ideal first one to go for, but it does sort of mean you need to do a bunch of other stuff to make food, but we could think about doing those. I just want to see, just to make sure that it's not going to perish if I have them in the locker storage. It shouldn't do, and I really hope it doesn't, because I think we need to cheat some more in if that's the case. But let's just put you up there and make sure that's okay. All right, so if that doesn't cause a problem, then I'll move all the rest of the food in here, and then we'll try and grow some food once we actually get this going. We do need to get the airlock sorted. That's going to be pretty standard, but we just need to grab some of the other stuff to get started. Why don't I just grab a regular airlock, and we'll come back and do a more advanced airlock perhaps later once I've got a bit more space and room to maneuver. So regular airlock is straightforward. There's a couple of different types of console you can have. I'm not going to worry about that to get started. Just a regular console is fine. And I'm going to put the airlock circuit board that you get given in here. You're also going to need your glass sheets, and that will then construct the entire console. You're going to need power in there, so we need to just rip out probably this block, because you can't get the... this is one thing that annoys me. You can't get a pipe or cable through the doors. Even if you go right on the very edge, it doesn't let you, so you have to go around the doors. And when you've got these all facing inwards, you have to go around them all the time. So it's just a little bit annoying. And again, I forget what the actual things I need to do to deconstruct this is, and that's fine. So let's just bring in some straight cable, grab our cutters, and we will run it this way, and maybe a corner there. Yeah, so that should work. And then we'll bring this onto the inside via another corner. Okay, and at this point we can bring that wherever we want. We can reconstruct this. So let's just grab these again and put our frame back up. Frames up. Okay, and now we have power available, which just needs to go into the bottom of this console. So let's just send that straight. And a corner. Which way do I want that? Well, I sort of need power to both of these as well. It might be worthwhile just to lay the power down now. So let's run it in a sort of ring going this way and send it straight, and then we'll just add some more. Yep, that'll power it, but we don't want to do that just yet. Corner, please. There we go, corner. And that makes a junction, as you might imagine. I don't need the data port just yet, although I may need it later, but we can always splice one in when we get to that point. And in fact, can I just put one in now? Yeah, junction. So that'll connect that back one, and then we do also need to send one going sort of this way as well, and can do the same thing and connect to the inside. But I need some more cable coil before that. This should now start up. Error in config. Yes, you do need one other thing from everything else. Let's just change over my batteries just before we get to nightfall. There it is. And there's two lights as we hit night. Okay, I'll just keep track of that. We want the data disk, and it's normally in one of these. Let's turn on our lights. It's normally in one of these crates, and you don't want to lose it, because it lets you configure your airlocks in pretty much every console you need the data disk for. You pop it in, it puts the console into an error mode, pop it in right there, and on this side you can then select the various things that this case the airlock will control. Now what you really need for that is you need another active vent, you need another passive vent, and you're going to need, is that pretty much it? Oh, a sensor, gas sensor for inside of here. Now, it is running out of time for this episode, so I will just complete that between the episodes and show you at the start of the next one. It's perhaps an exercise for you guys, but all you really need to know is you want an active vent in here, a passive vent on the inside, and then you want your gas sensor in here as well. So it can be anywhere you like, it can be on the floor, you know, wherever. And the sensor is another one of these daylight sensors. There's just a sensor package that can make any kind of sensor, and one of the type is daylight, another kind is gas sensor. So we'll see if you have problems. Otherwise, we'll see you for the next episode and see how well that goes. So I hope you enjoyed this one. We've got a nice early, just basically atmosphere collector, although later on we probably will have a much more expansive version of the same, just because we want some of these other gases that are in the atmosphere as well, particularly. I might want nitrogen separated, oxygen separated, and X is actually, well, it used to be good as a heat transfer sort of gas. You could use it for your air conditioning sort of systems. I'm not sure if that's still the case. If you let me know in the comments, I will happily build it from that if we need to. However, CO2 is the main thing here, and we should definitely not run out of that. We have a whole planet to go at. The things we don't have, of course, is H2, the stuff I breathe, but we can already do that just by mining a little bit. And we have nitrous oxide from what I breathe out. So you'll see that waste tank is going to build up. So you're probably going to want to perhaps have some, well, you can just have a couple of swap tanks actually for the waste tank. You can just get a canister built out of the hydraulic pipe bender and just swap it in with, in fact, let's just do that now. Canister, 5 iron. Has it not got any iron in there? Let's just get some iron back out. Yep, just so I have a swap tank. And let's just pop you in. There it goes. That will make one canister. And then we can just exchange that and have a pure canister of nitrous oxide, hopefully. Well, nearly pure. It does tend to have a little bit of H2, or it did last time I looked at this. So let's just take a look. Yeah, it's got a little bit of the other stuff. Not sure how that is happening. I think it's just because I'm breathing in... Well, no, because that shouldn't happen. If I'm breathing in pure H2, it looks like I'm also breathing out a little bit of everything. But 95% of it is N2O, so nitrous oxide. And we can then put that through our filter system. Also, there's the rest of it is almost always the H2, which is if I'm breathing in. So I'm not sure where the other trace gases are coming from. Maybe you guys can tell me, but we have a canister of N2O basically, and we'll just leave that alone for now. Push that over. Don't roll away. It's going to roll away, isn't it? No, oh, that's fine. Okay, so that's enough for one episode. We've got an atmospheric collector. We've got an early way of pressurizing our little sort of food growing area. This may even block out some sun, you know. But we'll see. I'll have to actually test it how well a single heater heats up this area and how much it actually needs to. Of course, the problem will then become, what happens if it gets too hot? Because if it gets too hot, there's no way to cool this down. And there are wall coolers just like there are wall heaters, and you can get away with some starting mechanics with those as well. I'll show you those another time. For now, signing off from Stationeers. And next time, probably food growing, some more bits and pieces, and maybe even some more infrastructure. I do want to build enclosed spaces this time. Last time I had a tendency just to build a platform and then just be out in the atmosphere a lot of the time. I'd like to try and build a building. It's not going to be around this. I'm going to build it separately so that I don't have any of these problems with existing infrastructure. But if you have any ideas, do put them in the comments. Otherwise, we'll see you next episode for some more Stationeers. As always, please feel free to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the episode. It does help the channel quite a bit. And you can put comments down below. And we'll see you next time. As always, guys, thanks for watching.